In the heart of Willowdale High, a school buzzing with chatty students, ringing bells, and the occasional rag basketball rolling down the hallway. There's one student who prefers the quiet corners over the spotlight. Meet Princess. No, not the kind with the castle and the crown, but the kind who turns redder than a tomato when someone calls her name in class.
Um, hi, I am, princess. But, oh, not like a real princess. I mean, I don't have a castle or talking animals, or, a fancy dress or anything. So, I am a student here at Willowdale High. Obviously, I like books, but, mostly because they don't talk back. Oh, and I also like food a lot. But eating in front of people? Nope, too scary. People say I'm quiet, but I just don't know what to say most of the time. My brain kinda just poof freezes like a Windows update at the worst time. Anyway, if you ever see me, just, wave or something. But, like, from a safe distance, so I don't panic. Okay, bye. What am I like this? Anyways, here is my story. I live in a simple yet peaceful village. Birds chirp, the wind whispers through the trees, and life moves at a slow, gentle pace. Everything feels perfect until... my alarm clock exploded into chaos, shaking me out of my dreamland. My eyes shut open. Oh, I'm late for school. I jump out of bed. My blankets did wrap around me like a burrito. I hit the floor. Ouch! No time for peeing. I scrambled up, grabbed my uniform, and tried to put it on while hopping around like a confused flamingo. As soon as I reached school, I battled through the hallway, dodging students left and right. Sorry, excuse me, coming through. My heart pounded as I sped toward my classroom like I was in an Olympic sprint. And just I stepped inside, everyone stared. The teacher raised an eyebrow. Oh no, I was late again. I sat there quietly in my seat, trying not to draw too much attention. My heart was pounding, and my hands felt cold. I was just another ordinary day, or so I thought. Then, the teacher spoke up.
All right, class. Today we have an oral recitation. Everyone will take turns speaking, so please be prepared.
An oral recitation. Really? Oh no, why today? I wasn't ready. I didn't want to speak in front of everyone. I just wanted to stay quiet, unnoticed. But it's happening.
Okay, let's start from you, Mr. John Dave. What is affective assessment?
Affective assessment, ma'am, evaluates students' emotions, attitudes, values, interest, and motivation toward learning. It helps educators understand how students feel about a subject, their level of engagement, and their ability to interact socially. Common methods including self-report surveys, observations, interviews, reflection journals, and sociometric techniques. By assessing aspects like motivation, attitudes, and self-report, teachers can create a more supportive learning environment and address students' emotional and social needs, ultimately enhancing their overall academic performance and personal development.
Very good. Effective assessment is a way of checking how well students are learning. It helps teachers understand what students know, how they think, and what skills they have. A good assessment gives clear and accurate results, helping teachers improve their teaching and students improve their learning. It includes different methods like quizzes, projects, observations, and discussions to measure knowledge, skills, and attitudes. When done correctly, effective assessment guides students in their progress and help teachers adjust lessons to meet their needs. Now, for 10 points, why is it necessary to education? Let me hear you, Mr. Franco.
Affective assessment is necessary in education because it helps teachers understand students' emotions, attitudes, and motivation, which significantly impact learning outcomes. By evaluating factors like engagement, self-confidence, and social interactions, educators can create a more supportive and inclusive learning environment. It also shows teachers to identify students who may need emotional or motivational support, fostering a positive classroom atmosphere that enhances both academic performance and personal growth. Ultimately, effective assessment ensures a holistic approach to education by addressing not just cognitive skills but also the emotional and social development of students.
Brilliant idea. Effective assessment helps measure students' values, teachers' motivation, and emotions in learning class. It shows how students think, behave, and interact while helping teachers understand their own motivation and feelings. This improves teaching, supports student growth, and creates a positive classroom environment. An example of effective assessment affecting learning outcomes is when a teacher notices that a student lacks confidence in speaking English. Through observation and self-reflection journals, the teacher identifies the student's fear of making mistakes. To support the student, the teacher, encourages participation in small group discussions and provides positive feedback. Over time, the student gains confidence, participates more, and improves speaking skills. This shows how assessing emotions and attitudes helps improve learning outcomes by addressing students' needs and boosting their motivation. Okay, class, thank you for your participation today. It is almost time. Don't forget to study tonight because tomorrow we will have a long quiz. See you!
Yikes! Lucky for me today! Yay!
Ang numero unong kailangan sa ngayon, extra strong ka dapat. Para kayanin ang mga hamon na ipapato sa'yo. Ang hanap ng Red Horse Beer, extra strong na tulad mo.
Good day, ma'am. So I am the interviewer for today. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm John Rodriguez. So my first question is, how do you assess students' attitude, values, or emotions in class?
Okay, so I check my students' attitudes and emotions by checking their reflections, talking with them, and observing them how they interact with each other. So for example, in my social study lesson, I use role-playing activity in which my students will act real-life situations. So in that activity, it helps me see on how they think and what values they have.
Thank you, ma'am. And my second question is, what challenges do you face in effective assessment?
So one big challenge is that feelings and values are different for each student.
Okay.
And it's really hard to measure it. So for example, I let my students give feedback to their classmates, but one may not answer true, or they will not answer it honestly because they don't want to hurt the feelings of their classmates. So that is hard because you will never know their true thoughts.
Thank you, ma'am. So my last question is, how do you ensure fair and meaningful evaluation?
Okay, to be fair, I use different ways in checking my students' progress, like self-reflection, peer review, and my own observation. And because, for example, in their project, I just don't look at their final result, but I let them rate their group mates and share their experience. In that way, I can see both effort and teamwork. I can see both effort and teamwork, not just the final grade.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your cooperation. Good day. So I am your interviewer for this day. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Jandy Magtarillas. So my first question is, how do you feel about reflecting on your own learning?
Reflecting on my learning helps me identify area of improvement. Affective assessment, valuable insight into my emotional intelligence and motivation.
Okay, so thank you. So my second question is, do you think affective assessment help you improve?
Affective assessment um, helped me develop self-assessment, self-awareness, and recognize emotional intelligence through regular self-assessment. I managed to maintain stress and achieve my goals.
Okay, thank you. So my last question is, can you share an experience where affective assessment helped you grow?
Reflecting on my experience, affective assessment helped me refine my communication and interpersonal skills, leading to personal and professional growth.
Okay, thank you, Dai, for your cooperation and for your time.
In every classroom, learning is more than just grades and tests. Effective assessment helps students reflect on their emotions, motivations, and values in education. Teachers play a vital role in guiding students through self assessment. By using rubrics and reflection questions, students gain a deeper understanding of their strengths and areas for growth. Class discussions encourage students to express their thoughts and emotions, fostering empathy and social responsibility. These conversations build a supportive and inclusive learning environment. Surveys and feedback forms help students reflect on what drives them to learn. Understanding their own motivations allows them to set goals and stay engaged in their education. Affective assessment is more than just an evaluation. It is a tool that nurtures self awareness, emotional growth, and a deeper connection to learning. Affective assessment is more than just an evaluation. It is a tool that nurtures self awareness, emotional growth, and a deeper connection to learning. Effective assessment is more than just an evaluation. It is a tool that nurtures self awareness, emotional growth, and a deeper connection to learning.
Alright, class, we have discussed how affective assessment plays a significant role in understanding students' emotional and motivational development alongside academic progress. It is essential to realize that these assessments are just as important in shaping a well rounded individual as cognitive evaluations. Now, to wrap up, can one of you give a final thought on how you feel about affective assessment and its impact on both students and teachers? How about you, Miss Gwen, Miss Bernalo, or Miss Gervie?
Ma'am, in conclusion, affective assessment plays a crucial role in our growth as students, not just academically, but emotionally and socially as well. It goes beyond grades and test scores, focusing on our attitudes, motivation, values, and emotional responses. By incorporating tools like rubrics, self assessments, and surveys, teachers can gain insights into how we are developing not only as learners but as individuals.
Reflecting on our own learning experiences, we realize that effective assessments help us understand ourselves better and improve our skills not just in the classroom but in life. It's about becoming more aware of how we react to challenges, how we interact with others, and how we motivate ourselves to keep improving.
Ultimately, embracing effective assessments allows us to grow in more ways than one. It empowers us to reflect, learn, and become the best versions of ourselves, both inside and out the classroom. So, as we continue our journey as learners, let us take these assessments to heart because they truly help us level up in life.